just want to start off by giving you guys a quick heads up and an apology. The sound quality and a few other things are going to be a bit different because all of us are stuck in separate houses due to the plague and the California stay-at-home orders. So, it's going to be a little bit different, but we're still going to have a good time. So to start it off as usual, welcome back to the Fandom Tea Party Podcast. And if you're new, welcome to the Fandom Tea Party Podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about tea while sipping on some tea. I am Chibi Cookie, aka Stephanie, aka Steph, aka whatever you want to call me, really. I am a cosplayer, artist, podcaster, weeb.
Emphasis on weeb.
Very much.
Oh my gosh, emphasis on weeb, I guess. And I'm really, even though we're far apart, I'm really happy that we're still able to do the podcast. And about a mile and a half behind me, we have...
Yo, what's up? It's Jenny, aka Rainbow Nightmares, aka Charcoal Daydreams, aka Animix DJ, aka whatever the heck other usernames I have. I think Nintendo is Subspace Store or something like that. Anyways, as we are all stuck in home, I am just drawing, and if you check out my Instagram at Charcoal Daydreams, you'll see that I've actually been doing a lot of alcohol markers and just markers in general, just because I have a ton of them. Alright, and on my Instagram I do post what type of markers I'm using. I usually use one called Hobby Color. This one I'm testing out some Azulo, or Azul. Pretty sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. Whatever. It's good enough, and you can check them out later. And last of all, not in our hearts, we have the one and only Go.
What is up, my Mad Hatters? It's your boy Biscuit, otherwise kind of threatening. But I'm also known as VC or Matt.
The split personality is taking over.
Oh boy, it feels like it being cooped up all these days. It's only been 2, and I'm already going out of my mind. I've been trying to do other things. I tried applying for jobs, and not even Snag a Job will have me. It's like, oh, you want to do something? Nope. What's a login information? In the meantime, I do have books on Amazon. The Man with 200 Flowers and Other Inklings, and Shadows from the Mire 1 and 2, The Wanting House. Please check them out, because clearly I can't apply for anything. So, really use your help. It's not mandatory.
Coronavirus said no jobs.
Right? It's even making websites sick. We're really in trouble. It's not mandatory, but it is, as always, greatly appreciated. It's going to be a special episode. We're returning to a specific topic that we've covered before. Since now that we're all on the same page, we found it cool to maybe wrap up this one in its entirety, make sure it's all neat and wrap with a bow. But before we get into that, I know I am not there for that, so I'm just trying to send the chi, trying to send the energy, because we have a very sickly Tea of the Week.
Dun dun dun! Frag, I messed up this drawing.
Oh no.
I'm really just trying to fix it.
Oh gosh.
But that tea of the week. Ooh, tea of the week.
So
what is it, Steph?
Yeah, you want to go into it, or should I?
What's the scandalous boiling thing now?
I thought that Jen, you wanted to handle this first one.
Oh snap. Okay, alright, so the wheels is torn to me. Alright, so I believe about 3 days ago. Let me see so Thursday, so around 2 or 3 days of this recording, Marvel released some new characters, and they've gotten a lot of controversy because their names are, and I quote, Snowflake and Safe Space. Both of these characters are non-binary or African American characters. I believe Snowflake is the one in blue, and Safe Space is the one in pink. Let me just make sure.
Yeah, Snowflake goes by they, them.
Yeah.
And they, oh my goodness, can crystallize air or water to make snowflake shurikens. I think that's what that character does.
Oh, that's cool.
And Safe Space can make force fields think Invisible Woman, but it can only happen if he is defending someone. It is specifically a defensive power, whereas Snowflake, they got the offensive side of this. But also, let's not forget my boy Screen Time. He was exposed to, and I kid you not, experimental
gas.
internet gas. It's so
Yes,
good.
from his
From his
grandfather.
grandfather. So he's supposed to be like some sort of meme kit taken to its logical conclusion. Was that the term?
Mm-hmm.
And then of course you got Trailblazer
I
with a
just-
backpack, and that's pretty much it.
Oh
And-
yeah.
Negative.
There's also
Oh, and
yeah, be
oh,
negative
yeah,
is
the-
fine.
I feel like B negative is a poser goth,
But he's a
Yeah,
vampire.
for sure.
but
Yeah, really a transfusion from Michael Morbius, or really doing the thing with She-Hulk again. Like, oh, is it that easy to get these powers nowadays?
the thing that
No shade on She-Hulk. It's just been done before.
I still can't get over, one, taking like these characters and calling them Safe Space and Snowflake. Like, I
Yeah,
get
that's
the
a big
idea
one,
of
yeah.
like, oh, we're trying to take it where these characters are taking back that label and like taking it and making it mean something. But at the same time, like, everybody hates it. Everybody
Yeah.
Yeah,
hates it.
like
Everyone that I've
from the-
seen hates it.
like most of the
Oh my
criticism
goodness.
I've seen is that they did that the writers, they all white cis men, that stereotype or whatever. Not stereotype, but like that kind. That's why a lot of people are upset about it, because they're using like these people of color characters and non-binary and like kind of making them into jokes. But the thing I find hilarious is within like the first 3 pages or so, Snowflake and Safe Space get whitewashed.
Immediately. It is
Immediately.
the word.
And like, okay, in the character design, in like the single photos, you can see that they're supposed to have like, I forgot the exact. I don't think it's C4, but like they're supposed to have like African buzz cuts, or I
They're
don't
supposed to
not
have like,
African,
of those
African.
features. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of those features. Yeah, and then in the comic they have like emo straight hair.
Oh, like actual. Okay, I see
Yeah.
what you mean. The hair is supposed to be of an African descent, but it's definitely of like a European style that it's drawn in.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
they
get
took these characters and gave them white person hair.
yeah, basically, even though they're not supposed to be white. And it's just like I don't know if Marvel's trying to. I don't think they're trying to start controversy. Probably they're just trying to get like, ooh, look at us. We know what these teens want. How do you do, fellow young kids?
yes, please give us your money.
Yeah, and they can't even follow it.
I especially felt the "How do you do, fellow kids" thing with Screen Time, because they're like,
Oh,
Screen
yeah,
Time,
for
yeah.
sure.
You know he heckin' flosses.
In
He
the
did.
interview with one of the creators, it was like, we're trying to make something that resonates with the youth of today, and so they make someone experimental internet gas. Like, where
From their
what
grandfather.
kind of gas were these writers on when they wrote that?
Experiment.
Obviously not the to experiment on the internet.
That just sounds.
Like, there's a better way to like do that.
That
You
sounds
don't have
like
to.
something that
Mhm.
that sounds like something that you would see like on those. You know how since
Like
you
the
know,
old Batman shows.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, that too. I was also thinking, like, you know how we see like those dispensary billboards all the time around
Oh
here?
yeah.
I was just thinking, it's like we got that experimental internet gas.
Oh, like one of those like fire things. We got
no.
jokes.
God, that does look like something. It's just
But
Hey,
like,
he plays Fortnite.
it's like
he
that's,
is
I feel
Fortnite.
like he is.
Wait a minute. No, I just thought. Okay, because I was like, screen time. A green color. You know, that's perfect because it makes you think of gamers because of Xbox. But you know what else is green? 4chan.
What?
Oh no!
Oh, no.
You don't think
They,
that? No,
He-
please don't.
He's gonna,
Screen time was
he's
just-
That's a wasp nest.
Screen time was on
Screen
4chan, and he saw something of how to make your own like home gas or something, and that's what he got infected by.
Making symbiote tulpas? Is that what we're doing?
Oh
Screen Time says that performs a hate crime against Snowflake and Safe Space.
Oh boy, you know he does. Tries to dab on it too.
Oh no,
God.
gosh.
Alright, so we do have another tea of the week, which I was gonna say to move on a little bit of a lighter way, but it's not. TikTok has allegedly
up again.
tried to, yeah, they hacked up. TikTok hacked up again. They tried to filter out videos from ugly, poor, or disabled users. They buried posts by them.
They actually and it's like, not like it's not funny, but it's like how would they? And you have to. I'm trying to be honest here. How would they measure like who is conventionally beautiful or not? Do they like go around with an ugly stick and it was like, hold on, get sort of emanation from this one, buried? Like how do they do that?
It's like
probably.
Like the, you know the people that I forget the term for it, where they take the forked stick and they look for water, and when it bends down.
Yeah, I know. Tuning fork?
No, it's not a tuning. It's a specific word. I can't think
of
it.
The dowsing rod?
Like, yes, thank you.
Was it
dowsing rod?
They're doing that, but for ugly people, they hold it around, and then once it bends down at the thing, they're like, "Up, we're burying that."
I don't know. I kind of assume that they just kind of inhaled their own experimental gas, watched the TikToks, and be like, ugly. Oh my god, TikTok diagnoses you with the ugly.
That's probably why none of my videos do well.
I don't think your videos would have done well anyways.
Dang.
Both of you
We both kind of
guys.
said the same thing.
We love you.
But you know it's true.
Actually, my one
video. You gotta keep it alive.
My one video surprisingly has gotten me a decent amount of followers and likes now, which is weird.
Nice.
But
awesome.
Can't wait for TikTok to take it away.
Anyway, I have less followers on my TikTok than I have on my Tumblr, which my Tumblr has very few.
You got followers. Not a TikTok has anything to say about that.
I mean, on Tumblr you get porn bots.
True.
So I don't think it really matters.
Yeah.
If you're popular or not.
Yeah. But yeah, so TikTok messed up.
TikTok
yet again.
Losing.
And the thing that really bugs me, like, they're doing it so that their stuff is more popular, so that like more people will look at the stuff and try to give them money for things and blah blah blah, like all of that. So it's like, let's put like all of our
it's for marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm like, for real?
It's really shameful.
It is, because I'm like, there's a lot of people. One, I follow a ton of people who are not conventionally attractive and stuff like that on TikTok. A lot of people who have disabilities, and they're the funniest people on the app. Like, no joke. There are a lot of like more plus size, either plus size cosplayers or plus size comedians that I follow.
Ooh.
A lot of people with different disabilities or differently abled people, stuff like that, and their content is amazing. But the fact that TikTok is burying them just because they're not marketable, it reminds me of a lot of the stuff with like back in the day with Hollister. Well, that too, but also Hollister and Abercrombie and Fitch. Back when they were like, they would rather burn their clothing than donate them because they don't want like poor and ugly people buying their clothes.
How messed up that is.
Also, the filtering videos from poor people. So what do they bury posts that are made on Android?
Probably. Oh no.
That hurts. Oh, what's that? Potato quality? Buried. Oh, what's that? You live in a San Bernardino? Buried.
Like, legit. Like, it's a thing with like, I'm like, maybe that's also another reason. Maybe they check by your region, because if so, that
would make sense.
Google Maps. Oh boy.
That's another reason. Yeah. That's another reason why my TikTok would be failing.
Besides
wait. No, it wouldn't make sense for them to bury it because what if you live in the ghetto?
Talking
Ratatata.
about the ghetto. I
Ra-ta-ta-ta.
mean, ra-ta-ta-ta-ta.
I mean, I think what they would do is that they probably judge your bedroom because I remember someone was saying about like, why is everyone's TikTok bedroom has like a queen size bed and they have like the Christmas lights and the flags and stuff. So I think they just also judge your bedroom as well. Like,
They're
this person is
confusing
pretty.
the robots that scan every time you upload a TikTok.
No.
That's how you get past the AI, my friend.
We just need to put a we need to put a
A
picture
backdrop.
behind us. Yeah.
A green
Yeah,
screen
backdrop.
of a nice bedroom.
We'll bring a nice bedroom in to get views on TikTok.
That's.
Hey, might be pro strats.
I mean, that's obeying the hustle. And if there's anything I respect, is the hustle sometimes. But yeah, no. I think we're going into
Alright.
speakable mentions, right? I think I got this one. I really
Yes.
hope.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it away,
thanks.
beastie.
Yeah, go.
No, not you. Only the Rainbow Nightmares. Okay. So yeah, I really hope you guys are staying
Yay.
inside because there is a silver lining. Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing New Horizons came out yesterday? So yeah.
Woohoo!
Yes, from the time of recording yesterday, which I'm sad because I can't get New Horizons yet, but I will
Oh.
have it by the time this episode drops.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
So yeah, get cozy, build a house on an island, or slay demons. It's all up to you, man. And I think another staple will
Or
mention.
be like the
I think that was it. Was it?
Be like the old El Paso taco girl. Why don't we have both?
Yeah, I know we have both.
Why don't we have what?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah,
Doom
why not be
Isabel.
both?
So we're not sponsored, but old El Paso, if you're listening.
Por favor.
Dámonos. Por favor. ¿Por qué no?
And also
But
the other one, and this is kind of just what's been going around recently with the COVID-19 and everything going around and the curfew and
Oh.
The
everything.
Rones, the
Yeah.
Rona,
I think that goes without saying.
No.
the
El
Rona.
Corona.
Be safe. Stay inside. Wash your hands.
Wash your
nasty
hands,
you
you
nasties.
nasties.
Just really be safe out there. They are enforcing this
Take that
curfew
vitamin.
thing from my father has been telling me. They've had black and white dad just
Oh,
saying
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also want to.
Oh.
Oh no, I wanted to add because me and my coworkers were talking before my job decided to close down. But I was saying and this might be hard for some listeners, but because we live in SoCal and we're finally getting the sun. If you can go to your backyard or even your front yard, try and get some sun because that does help with your mood and stuff. And I don't know if this isn't probably conformed or not, but they also said that the virus thrives better in cold environments than hot environments. Once again, not entirely sure if that's true or not. But again, get some sun, get some vitamin D because we ran out of sunny D over here.
Oh no!
So
No!
just be safe.
This Rona has taken too much.
Southern California and California in general, all of California is on basically stay at home, where we can't really go out unless it's mandatory. And
unless you're shopping for instant.
Yeah, if you're shopping for necessities.
Yeah, that.
And then I think it's this way for most places. Everything's crazy and sold out. And
yes,
you can't find anything.
Trust me, it's so difficult.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, make sure you're being safe. Make sure get active at least a little bit, even if you have to just get up. If you're in an area like California, you are actually allowed to go outside as long as you're keeping your distance with the 6-foot rule. So you could go take a walk near your neighborhood. Not sure if that's
do some social
as
distancing.
safe to be with depending on where you live. But even just walking
TikTok
in your backyard, doing a little bit of TikTok will judge. Doing a little bit of just light exercise, getting up, walking around, making sure you're getting at least a little bit of fresh air, things like that, just to keep your mood up. Because I know for me, being cooped up. We've only been on the mandatory thing for like this is the second day of it, and I already feel like
I'm ready to burn down my
The
house.
burn. Oh no, not that burn.
Feel the
But
burn.
yeah, just get yourself outside, get yourself like doing at least a little bit of activity. Socialize even through Discord. We have a Discord plug.
Oh, plug Soloflex.
But just socialize with people, do something that you enjoy to keep your anxiety down, because that's what I've been doing.
Yep. So do that. Do something, but always stay safe. Don't want to get the Rona, my friend.
Oh, you do not want the Ronas.
Good boy. I also actually I walked by. I was gonna take a picture of it before we move on. This huge stack of Coronas. I was just like, "What do you mean? It's right there." But yeah, no, that's an awful joke. Also, try to defeat it with humor, not my humor, but try to find something funny.
Mm-hmm. Right now, I cannot find one of my markers.
Darn,
It's pissing me off.
Oh,
where did it go?
The
Corona
honestly, there's some really funny and good coronavirus memes too. That's what's keeping me. Cause what better way to deal with a horrible situation than through humor?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it, my friend.
But I think that's it for Tea of the Week and Steeple mentions, right, guys?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so
I guess we're moving back to the main topic. But before we do that, this is gonna be weird, and you guys are gonna have to level with us. But, ladies and gentlemen, from afar, what would we be sipping?
All right, so
I'm sipping
over
water.
Here. You're sipping water?
Yeah, I gotta hydrate before I
good hydrate so you don't dehydrate.
I respect it.
I'm over here.
Did you guys hear my blanket?
Did you just do a good sip?
Yeah, I'm drinking from my water bottle that has a straw in it.
Nice.
Oh, because that big one?
Ooh.
Yeah, the big one.
All right. I am drinking English breakfast tea. It is from Members Mark, which is the Sam's Club brand. And it came. It was another triangle. Club. It was another triangle bagged one.
Over Clorox.
I'm sorry. What?
My dad went to Sam's Club and saw 2 women fight over Clorox. I'm just saying this right now. Clorox isn't really worth it. It just burns.
Just get Fabuloso.
Fabuloso smells nice. Fabuloso is way better.
Oh yeah, no, it smells great.
But so I'm drinking some English breakfast tea from Sam's Club. It's another triangle like Illuminati bag, but this time it was a mesh instead of like that like papery kind of mesh. It was really nice.
Imagine it now.
Chibi, wait! I am sensing something. I am looking far across the land. The leaves. Are they loose?
The leaves this week were not loose because I wanted to save the loose leaf tea for when we can be together in person again.
Oh.
But English breakfast tea, the way it's described on the bag is a flavorful blend, a flavorful blend.
Shut up. Kind of a little bit to the right.
Shut up. A flavorful blend of North and South Indian black teas with a sweet aroma and strong malty taste. I have no clue what it means by a strong malty taste.
What?
Is it malty like what they put in milkshakes, like the malt milkshake?
Is that?
I don't think it's the same, but it might be. It's English breakfast tea, so it's a bit similar to Earl Grey tea. It has that similar sort of like aftertaste to it, and it's a black tea, so it's going to have like, I don't know how to describe it other than your general black tea flavor, like the tea that you would normally drink like if you go to a shop and ask for iced tea, or if you just get a tea from somewhere like a general tea, it's going to be usually a black tea. And so it tastes very nice. I wish I could be sharing the cup with you guys all in person. I'm actually drinking it from my nice bigger mug.
Oh.
Which is It's a bigger gray mug. It's like the size, the height is like the size of my hand almost. It's very nice and large.
Dang.
Dang.
Even without that, though,
and
she's still thirsty.
Oh, wow.
gross.
Oh,
Was
God.
that a sip noise?
What was that also?
Yeah,
It
it sounded
was
like
me,
you were
like,
like just sipping
wheezing.
like. Oh, I thought you were like sipping it like.
It's like a sipping laugh.
Yes.
What was that?
Sip.
Yeah.
Gross. No. So Biscuchu, what are you drinking over there? What are you sipping?
What are you
I
sipping
am
on?
sipping on Sacred Alchemy. What I have done is that first I started with and also Arizona. If you're listening, give us that quick shout out, give us that quick plug. This
Please, Arizona,
right
we need some
mucho
tea.
mango fruit juice
Nice.
cocktail. So that was nice.
Ooh.
So after
Mucho
that,
mango
I
is so
realized
good.
I had a Fiji apple, clear American plug once again in the refrigerator. So what I did was that
Ooh, the
Ooh.
sparkling drink.
oh yeah, sparkling. So what I did was that I took some water first. I got some fruit punch mix in there. I threw in some strawberry orange banana mix, shook it all up, and then I poured the fizz on top of it. So it's kind of like a multi-flavored punch banana sparkly drink. It's Secret Alchemy.
Dude, that sounds
You
so
made
good.
vacation juice. Biscuchu made vacation juice.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
So that's what I'm sipping on. It is fantastic. You really get the flavor of the fullness of the apples. Did I say Fiji? I meant Fuji. Wow, I'm also blind. But yeah, no, you really taste all the flavors. The fruit really
I
punch.
didn't even question it. I was like, Fuji apples are a thing.
No, Fuji apples is a thing, aren't they? The red and
I think that's Fiji.
the red and
That's
yellow.
Fiji
Yes.
apples, I think.
You can pronounce Fuji as Fiji or Fiji as Fuji, whatever the proper
Whichever.
word
It's
is.
something that starts with an F and ends with a G and an I. The vowel is
What starts with
is
F and ends
Yeah.
with Uck? Fire
I'm
truck.
sure there's a Japanese saying that says wherever floats your boat. But yeah, no. Really get a punch from the fruit, and it's just having a great time, having Sacred Alchemy into a vacation juice. So that's what I'm sipping.
Nice. Also, speaking
Nice.
of Arizona, my parents found an entire 12-pack box of canned Arizona tea, and they got that for me to survive during
Nice.
this apocalypse.
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful.
So
What the
I'm like,
heck?
I can have my hot tea, and I can have Arizona iced tea. It's the green tea too, which is like the best. Has
Nice.
it's the aesthetically pleasing can.
Yeah, the green and the
The
purple. I love it.
vaporwave one.
Also, for our fandom tea, we are doing a Pokemon Sword and Shield recap.
Woohoo!
Yeah, woo!
This will be heavily spoilers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
this
the
whole
spoiler
thing,
time.
We all three of us have played the game fully through and gotten to the post game, and so now that we all have played it completely, we are going to be covering over certain parts of the story that we didn't cover in the last one, certain parts of the story that we liked, certain parts that we might not have liked, like, at all, and different things like that. And we are also just talking about some Pokemon stuff in general.
Yeah.
We might talk about Mystery Dungeon. Who knows?
We might, because I really want to get to the nitty-gritty. I want to see how Sword and Shield stands up in the pantheon of Pokemon-related games. Nice alliteration.
Ooh.
So, I think we're getting ready
Very
to deep dive this. So, did you, Nightmares, want to go first, or should I? I'm going to destroy you, or should I just go in?
I
I'm
mean,
using
we can
Surf.
both destroy the game together.
I mean, that is very true. So, I think it could use a little bit of structure before this breaks down into just like wild rage. Not even wild rage. It's just like I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed, son. But so I think one of the disappointments, and I guess this is just from where I stand personally, that if I continue at the pace I was going until, full coronavirus shutdown, uh, I
Full
I have
coronavirus.
heard I have heard that be the thing that they call it in relation to Pokemon. I think I even saw a meme where it was the Galar stadiums empty because of the virus. I think that was one of
Oh
the
my
memes.
gosh.
It would just
Yeah.
be closed down.
Also, I realized I'm drinking not English breakfast tea. I'm drinking Galarian breakfast tea.
Get out.
Oh, this is why it took you so long to complete the game.
Also, I
For
almost
real.
said English Brexit tea. I think that's a little too on the nose.
Ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
I'm not even sure if we can even cover that. Maybe in the future, maybe? I don't even know. But yeah, this will be the second game. Going back to my topic, the second game, or not topic, what I was saying, my train of thought. The second game, I would have completed the entire dex in, and that is saying something because the only other time I had in recent memory completed the dex was in Vanilla Sun and Moon, and that game didn't have every single Pokemon in it, kind of like what's going on in Sword and Shield. But I guess in that case, in that sense, I should say, it's kind of bittersweet. Like, yeah, you got the decks all made, but then it's not all of them. And I understand that there are going to be issues in putting them all in, and I would understand that if they didn't have the models pretty much all done up to the point where Galar would have been introduced. Like, I understand it's a lot of work, but how much is it really to touch up the models of the 700 Pokemon you already had at the time before you went into it? The only new models would be the Galarian ones, honestly.
People are. People have argued about that. Like, they would say that would be way too much for the Switch to handle.
I
and
mean,
stuff.
that's true, but they had all of that on the 3DS, and not even Nintendo cares about the 3DS anymore. But
Oh yeah,
Rest in
that is
peace.
true. I mean, I think the only other argument would be like they would have to create like not new models, but like the animations for like the Pokemon camps and all that. Pokemon campy.
that's
Yeah.
true. Like walking around and then happy, and then eating, and then running. I can see what you're going with there, but I thought you were going to say something about the battle animations, and I was going to say, oh my goodness, double kick is just 2 hops. That is
Okay,
it.
like I feel like the battle animations wouldn't be a problem. I feel like it would just be Pokemon camp because of and then like how they would interact
yeah.
with each other as well and the play.
Yeah, I understand what you mean there, and you may have a good point there. I'm just going to stay on the whole battle thing for a bit because I just realized I was recently hit with a Hyper Beam,
Oof.
and I've seen the animation for Hyper Beam. It is intense. The name Hyper Beam it is synonymous with that move, and if they can do things like that, and also with like Pyro Ball and Snipe Shot and Drum Beating, I don't see. Oh well, first I see where all the budget went, but I don't see why they couldn't at least do a little more. Like way back in Pokemon Battle Revolution, the Pokemon would at least run up and use their move, and some I think would even run back. So I don't. If a game that old on the Wii, which is considered the grandma console, could do it,
Oh,
I don't understand.
Wasn't that?
I'm sorry.
That was also the game that actually has freaking whale lore to its actual size.
Yeah, it is. He chomped
Big
it,
boy.
but yeah, I don't see what the issue is. They could have, and also rest in peace. Was it Genius Sorority who did that? Rest in peace. They could have. Well, I say rest in peace, but they're around. They just make app games now.
Oh.
They could have just grabbed Genius Sorority and say, "Hey, you know what you did? I really hope it is Genius Sorority. I thought it was. I may be wrong because they did a bunch of other games too. But we're not going to get into like Coliseum and Gale of Darkness because I promised to someone that If we were, I would have her here. But if they had the technology, I'll stick to that. The technology was there. They had the people for it. They could have just expanded on that. Could you imagine, like, there was this Chinese Pokemon game that had stuff like that too. But so I don't understand why Game Freak couldn't just take these ideas, not the entire thing, but just these different pieces, and just made it into something that seems more not. I don't want to say fluid because all the running animations and going off of what Nightmares was saying, but just to add that little touch of not even realism, but just involvement instead of two hops on double kick and I just see their health bar go down. Just if that, because double kick is a meme for us, but it's kind of a bad move. But I mean, it's better than triple kick. I'm so sorry, but so that's one of the things that people all around the internet, on top of the whole Dex argument, is why if they had to remove Pokemon for the battle animations, where are they? Because unless you're talking about specific Pokemon, I think even Beast Cannon, which isn't that Eternatus's? Anyways, all these different animations that you can see on some Pokemon, but none get them. It's just a specific move. Which, depending on which battle you go into, you don't even see the animation play out. So if you use Pyro Ball on a D-Max or a G-Max Pokemon, they just do their normal move animation, and the bar just goes down fast.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of a moot point. It kind of walks it back. Like, what's the point then?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I understand, like, Pokemon Camp.
What was the move that you?
Sorry?
Wait, and now that.
What was the move that happened to you that looked almost like a nuclear blast and scared me?
Wasn't it Hyper Beam?
I think it was because that one I was like, "Woo, that's an overcompensating."
Yeah, and I was talking about how epic Hyper Beam. It looks gorgeous. It was an honor to be incinerated by that move. It was an honor. I lived it, but it's an honor. So why not, other moves like Hyper Beam get that same love, Because I don't get it.
That I wonder if it's because of like the Dynamax thing. I wonder if that's what's taking too much animation or time or whatever.
Maybe, but just you're taking the model and making it bigger. And some Dynamax or Gigantamax Pokemon don't even look down at you if you decide not to. I think I have seen it happen on Dreadnought. Dreadnought looks down, but I don't think Gigantamax Dreadnought even is able to look down.
Well, his neck is kind of a building.
I don't think any of them.
Dreadnought, he got armies. He has a lot going on, but. So it's this back and forth. Yeah, Dreadnought, not Duraludon. That's what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong out there in the Pokésphere, but I see Jen's point. Like, you would have to do the animations for Hoppip, and I think Hoppip's in the game, but you have to do these animations and how would they move and stuff like that. I get it.
You know who isn't in the game? You know who isn't in the game and should be for the fact of Gigantamaxing and Dynamaxing alone?
Who?
Jigglypuff.
Ooh, a gigantic Jigglypuff?
Jigglypuff isn't in the game?
Because of
Wait. Why would they cut out Jigglypuff? Like Jigglypuff is so freaking iconic. Like, oh, okay,
yeah.
No, but we're gonna have the stupid Quailfish in there that nobody cares
about.
Yeah,
Quillfish made it to Galar. The Pokemon that still can't evolve. Quillfish is in Galar. Are you serious? Really? So, yeah. Did you imagine the excitement of like a gigantic balloon G-Max Puff? That would be
I'm just more surprised that they didn't put Jigglypuff. It's like, you might as well not put
right.
Pikachu
Jigglypuff is one of like
screw Pikachu.
Jigglypuff is iconic.
And depending on the popularity poll, maybe even more so than Pikachu.
I didn't check where Jigglypuff
Yeah,
was on that. And
so-
Jigglypuff's one of my favorites. Jigglypuff, as a kid, was my favorite Pokemon because the Jigglypuff episodes were
Jigglypuff is
bomb.
in Super Smash Bros. How dare you? How dare you take Jigglypuff out? But I'm now more upset that they put stupid
Yeah, for the
Qwilfish in there.
animations, am I right? How many animations can Qwilfish even have?
I mean, Matt, it has the animation of getting out of the Pokeball.
Oh,
and
yeah, and it doesn't even need motion. It can just swim in the air. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even. I thought I was just missing Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff's not even in the decks. Oh my gosh. Okay, now, so you need to tell me Greninja, the number one most popular Pokemon, isn't in Galar. Excuse me?
Right?
It isn't in Galar. You can't find Burpee.
It isn't?
Anywhere.
It's
Yeah, unless
Oh
someone
my gosh.
trades you it, like I got a Litten and Rowlet.
It's like, oh, Greninja can't be in Galore, but freaking Mr. Mime can have what?
Yeah, there are two different
different
flavors of Mr. Mime now. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Wait, maybe the reason they don't have that much Pokemon is because they gave freaking Alchemy 70 form.
Yeah, Alchemy needed the extra disk space for Alchemy. Alchemy, yeah.
Yep.
It's just changing a Pokemon's color. That's all it really is. And don't get me wrong, Alchemy
And
looks
it's
cool.
really
Hey,
easy.
Toxtricity. It was more popular than Pikachu.
Even Toxtricity on its
Oh,
first
yay.
outing ever. Are you serious? So,
But Luxray came in at
IR.
21, which I'm still happy with that he's even on the poll.
oh, dude, nice. Top 30. I respect it.
Nice.
Oh, can you even find Shinx?
No.
I don't think you can even find Shinx.
Nope.
Shinx.
Where do you even find Mimi?
I've
I
only
think
been
that's
Wonder
in
Trading.
Shield.
I've only been Wonder Traded it.
I think it is in Shield because doesn't Onion get it? Alistair?
Yeah. Yeah, Alistar has it. So I have to get Mimi Cave.
Yeah, so that might be
Which
version specific, like Larvitar, my boy. Oh, but yeah, so just going back, fan favorite. Speaking of missed opportunities, where's G-Max? Jigglypuff.
Yes.
Where's G-Max Alakazam for that episode?
Oh yeah.
Because they did G-Max
Dragon
Gengar.
because in what? One of the Force episodes when they
Yes.
meet
Or
Bill? Yeah.
The tower.
Tentacool or Tentacruel.
Wait, is
When there was the giant ones.
yeah.
Tentacruel, the gigantic. Yeah.
Tentacles episode got
I
banned.
know. I was about to mention that.
Yeah, that happened. So, if you're gonna have a gimmick, which, by the way, Gigantamax, I have to say, is probably so far
We can
the
rant-
worst gimmick, and I am
Mhm.
placing
We
it
can
before
rant
Z
it.
moves.
We can
Z
rant,
moves is pretty
we
cool.
can rant about G-Maxing in a second because I have some words to say about it too.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's so much, and also
So-
they could have. It's a little bit upsetting that Rotom has become like the staple of being in technology.
Oh
when, like,
yeah.
The appliance Pokemon.
When like you could,
Yeah.
if it's
Like,
gonna be
it was-
technology
I was
stuff,
surprised that it
I
was an
know
actual
that
Pokemon.
Porygon's gotten a bad rap, but this is the way you could redeem Porygon.
Yeah, really, the ghost
Oh,
from the old
yeah.
chateau is your cell phone. Are you kidding me? Really? Don't get me wrong.
Like, to
Rotom
be
is
fair-
cool.
And I think a Rotom.
He, I have to say the bike
The
uniforms,
bike
are
uniforms
so
are
ugly,
ugly.
though. I hate
The Rotom phone.
They're
I would
really
want a
ugly.
Rotom phone phone case. I think that's super cute.
Yeah, but you know how cool a Porygon cell phone case would be?
Oh yeah, dude. that
Has
would
like a
be-
little beady Porygon eyes. But like,
See, like,
there was a way to don't get me wrong, and I really want to finish this on. I love Rotom. Electric Ghost, so you know where I stand on it. But yeah, it back in Sinnoh and all of that when it gets all its different moves. It becomes a washing machine and a lawnmower and a fan. That was cool. That was really interesting. But the fact that it's Rotom that's getting all of this this hype and this build up because it's the Pokemon that can go into appliances and it's a Pokemon in a phone. I just really wish they would have stuck to hey, Porygon is literally from the internet, isn't he? He's like an artificial Pokemon. And I really wish they leaned into that more.
Or just bring back the
Oh yeah, because he was
the poke.
Okay. Now that's just making me think now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure now that I think about it, I'm thinking about, dude, you know what would have been so cool if there was a villain who was able to hack all the Rotoms or whatever and make them obey them. That would be a way better plotline than what we got.
Right? Porygon's
watch underscore dogs, but with Pokemon.
Dang. And you're hacking into people's Pokemon to steal stuff back or something.
Yeah.
Kind of throwing Troze in
Pokemon.
It. Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. Oh, I am so hyped. Ooh, I would love that gimmick if you're actually hacking it into that'd be cool. And you can do the whole Joy-Con thing, hack and throw whatever. I actually like that. I really do. And your partner is Porygon or something like that because you can do internet stuff. See, that would be great. I would be super into that. But no, it's Rotom. It's in the cell phone. No. It's in your it's in your PC. So
it's everywhere. It's your alarm clock. It does your dishes.
It watches your kids.
It watches your kids.
Could you imagine Rotom's security camera?
A Pokemon Big Brother. A Pokemon. Well, they have the Rotom drones that watch over the stuff.
Right. That's taken to its logical conclusion.
Dude, Pokemon, please, do it. Game Freak, if you're listening,
I can save you. Yeah, I can bring in Rainbow and Chibi if you have this idea. But yeah, and going back to this whole Pokemon thing, it's a shame because going even farther into the game, some problems start to show up. The first days I was playing Sword, it was fantastic. It really did feel like starting off on a journey again. It was great. Hop is so charming as a friendly rival. I've been looking around the internet.
Hop is baby, and I love him.
I've been looking around the internet for other people who have been through Sword, and it's really a hit or miss if people like Hop or not. Some people like Hop, some people can't stand him, which is very strange because he's easily one of
the people who can't stand him are
wrong. Ooh boy.
No, it's being serious though. The reason people can't stand him is because they don't like how it's he's annoying because all the characters are okay. I like the characters, but what people find them annoying because how this game is real. It really went made for kids because all the characters basically baby talk you stuff. That's why people don't like.
I understand where you're going. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, that's why people don't like Hop because of how he's kind of he tutors you a lot.
That's not Hop's fault, though. Sorry, I think of Hop as one of the actual cutest characters. I adore him. He is a little baby, and I want to protect him.
He's sweet, but I could see why people get him annoying because I'm still mad about how when you freaking finally. What is it? When you go from the professor's house to the station, he's like, you should catch Pokemon, and I catch every single Pokemon on Route 1 and 2 and stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I don't need to catch any new Pokemon because I already freaking caught every single one of them, and I already had a team of 6, while Hop had his team of 3, and then you run to the station, and Hop's like, you didn't even catch any Pokemon. Shut up, Hop. I have more Pokemon than you, and I would defeat you and your brother, and I would destroy your hopes and dreams, which is one thing I do feel bad about.
Someone I was watching, I believe it was RT Game. Shout out to him. Love his stuff. I believe he he was playing through Pokemon, and every time it was like the undefeated champion Leon, and he kept talking about it, and it really made me realize just how much in the game in the beginning they like hammer it into you that he's the undefeated
Like,
champion.
he's undefeated, and it's just
Oh
like,
boy.
uh-huh, Oh,
For
that's one
now.
thing I will. That's one thing I will give points about this game, though. Like, when you do become champion, everyone knows it.
Oh
Like, when you talk
yeah.
to the
Every
nose,
time you
when you
go
talk to
in,
the
yeah.
nose, yeah, like when you talk to nose droids or like the Battle Cafe master dudes, they'll always be like, "Oh, hey, champ," or "What's up, champ?" and stuff. So like, I do like that a lot. Cause I'm just like,
That's a good point, but an even greater point then is that you brought up is the game has a lot of
it
cutscenes
has like
for a lot of things.
some of them are like even unnecessary too. Like at times, like Hop, like okay, I can understand for
Hmm.
Hop's cutscenes because like he always
Hmm.
battle you, which is just like, dude, I'm gonna destroy you. But like even
That's
some
very
characters
true.
are like, now go in. Like the okay, one that I really hate a lot is one that I hate a lot, which I guess isn't a cutscene, but the one is the one when you're gonna battle the gym challenge and they're like, wait, you need to get in your uniform.
Oh
Like,
goodness.
if I can just change into my uniform
I
and
understand.
go,
I understand.
that would be
Like he always
way
prompts you.
easier than having to like do that.
If there was a way to just change and then talk to them to make it more streamlined, it feels then in
Yeah.
that case it's a lot of padding. And I think I said that the last time we were around the Sword and Shield topic. It does seem like it's padding for time. All these cutscenes, the padding until the wild area. You could probably even say it's padding until your next gym battle. But so and
Yeah.
like
And like
I watched Arlo. Shout outs to him. He's a puppet, but he brought up this point where the way that the wild area was advertised made it seem like it's like multiple wild areas. Like you would have a snow wild area or a desert wild area, but it seems like it was all different parts
yeah.
of one area. And I took that to heart and I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. It did seem like it was more, but it's literally one place. And
Yeah.
it and also it kind of, and I understand it's funny because it happened to me almost. But if you wander into a different place in the wild area and you find a level 60 and almost die, yeah, that's a funny meme. But it could have happened, hey, this is the beginner's wild area. Or you can say, forget my gym battle. I'm going to go into the snow wild area and almost get my team killed and die of hypothermia. you know? Like,
That's what I did. I always challenge Pokemon that was higher level than mine, like just so I can get more XP points.
yeah, that'd be the only way you do it. I just wish there was more, And they could have just truncated it down and just put them in different areas, like a Glimwood Tangle wild
Oh my
area,
god,
with like
yeah.
your fairies and
That
stuff
is
in
one
there.
thing that honestly is disappointing is that Glimboard isn't as big as you think it is. Like it's
Yeah,
really small, and that honestly disappointed me because like I
Yeah.
remember seeing it in the game trailers, and it's just so beautiful, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to explore.
right, and sliding off of vines and stuff.
Oh,
And then you can't even and then you can't even really explore. And then this is just a little personal gripe, but why does Bologna not have a clothing shop?
yeah, it
Bologna
doesn't.
doesn't, does it?
Why can't I get like my fairy aesthetic or psychic aesthetic, like the kind of spooky, like but pastel like clothing?
Oh, okay.
Like
There is
pink, like
I
brighter
okay,
neon
no,
pink
that
mixed with
is
like
one thing
other
though.
different
Like
colors like
there is the
that.
Ice City because there's
Purple.
a Miss Sorensen or whatever.
Ice what?
I don't
Ice was it Ice
probably.
Or no, I might think of another one. Was it Ice? That's another thing too. I kind of just like blew past the towns. I talked to some people, got some TMs and stuff. I kind of just went on my way. Like I just went through Bologna
Well, like
just to
okay,
get
that's
the
one thing
fairy
I don't
badge.
understand though. That did bother me was that
Yeah.
how Okay, so Storlawn side gym, that's the one that has Alistar and I'm guessing B from Sword, and then the
Yeah.
Ice City has Melody from
Yeah.
Shield, and what's the rock guy? Gorgie. That's one thing I don't
Melanie
understand
or
is
Gordy,
why is
depending
it
on
that
your version.
why is it that
Gordy!
Stolen side they're
Melanie.
both considered the side gyms, but why is one of the side gyms in a big city where it has a clothing shop and everything, but Stolen side is in a small city that doesn't have it? Like that really kind of bothered me because I'm just like, what? They're supposed to be the side gyms, but one of them is an actual city and the other one's just a small town.
That's
Like,
very interesting.
yeah, like I remember when I was going there, I was like, oh, okay, I guess Grim for Bergolia is gonna have the clothing store, but it didn't, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's just like the really huge cities like Motorscope and Hammerlock. But then I go to the Ice City and it's huge, and it has all that, and I'm just like, all right, this is BS. Because okay.
Also, I find it
Very
weird that
interesting.
I find it weird that in both games it's still an ice city when you fight a rock type gym,
Yeah,
right? Or is it ground type for?
He's rock.
Gordy's rock, right?
He's
yeah,
rock.
he's rock.
Yeah, he's rock.
Yeah, and that's too because Stolen Side is in a desert, but I can see it for the fight gym, but I don't see it for the ghost gym.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it would have to reflect it. I think to put it in different words, the gyms, since they're version specific, they aren't specific in their appearance. They're just specific in their gym layers.
Yeah, and another thing too, now that I think about it, is why is Stolen Side like a small town and stuff, but it has more importance to the game regarding the cutscenes about the statue and the wall art and all that. Whereas the ice one didn't have any like major cutscenes. Like yeah, it had the heat.
Yeah, it had the hot springs.
Yeah, but it didn't have like any importance to the plot.
Like narrative cutscenes don't happen.
Yeah, narrative cutscene. Yeah, but it's a huge city. But Stolen Side is small.
And it has the mural thing.
Another
yeah.
Okay.
But if you think about it too, like, and they can't say like, oh well, you know, we don't need to change up the style of the city for the gyms because we've never done it before. When they did it in black and white.
Oh. Which?
Because remember the dragon.
Oh, you mean for Drayden and Iris?
Yeah, and the cities were both different too in each game. One was more modern, while the other was more of like a classic style. There's a word for it. Like one was like a more.
One was more modern, but one was more fantastic. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
what? So there is no excuse. I totally forgot.
And there's other things like that too, where it seems like they take like steps forward, but then steps back, like with the clothing, stuff. Oh
yeah.
Like in Kalos.
Oh, when it was introduced in X and Y. Oh my goodness.
I changed my outfit regularly. I don't know if I mentioned this during the first Pokemon episode, but every time that I would have to go talk to Professor Sycamore, I would change my character's outfit.
To impress.
I was like, oh, this is my battle outfit. Oh, but this is the one to see Professor Sycamore.
Jesus Christ, Steph.
Right? Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Thirsty for the professor.
This is a Christian podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Says the one who has said 2 no words.
Okay, at least I'm not over here thirsting about some fictional character.
Me over here sweating about Professor Juniper. Oh jeez.
Oh, no, you're like I'm not thirsting after a fictional character. Okay, let me go into your Devil May Cry tag.
Hey, but those people are beautiful.
They are. Okay, they're not from a children's game.
Oh, I'm out of here. All right, I'm farther out of here.
Love you, Steph.
I love you too, Jen. But it's like it feels like, and even with the stuff with Pokemon Camp, which I enjoy, but I know a lot of people didn't necessarily like the minigame aspect from X and Y. but I felt like, you got to interact with your Pokemon. And at the
Oh,
very
you mean
least,
like the
Pokemon,
game?
you
yeah,
got to actually
yeah.
pet your Pokemon.
That is one thing too. As much as I love Pokemon Camp, you can't pet your Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then your Pokemon say that they want to be pet.
They left that.
Yeah.
They
And
left
then
that prompt
also
in. I'm sorry.
And then even in the during the battles in X and Y, you could rub your stylus against the bottom screen after they did something, and you'd be able to pet your Pokemon during
when
the
I
battles.
wasn't it when they defeated a Pokemon or something?
And
I forget when.
yeah, when they defeated the Pokemon, and I think you would also be able to do it to acknowledge whenever they tough it out or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, why did they leave that out? That's
And
cute.
so yeah, because I'm you could have done that with the touchscreen, because I will still occasionally try to do it and then realize I can't do it.
They could have at least put it onto
Also,
a button prompt in recent times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, there's no, I know that this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it did make me kind of sad when I realized it today that there's no unique biking music.
There isn't. There is no bike song.
Yeah, there isn't. It's just a wild area.
Yeah, the music.
X and Y still had a bike song, but then also in oh my god, what's the big city? What's
Lumio City?
Yeah, Lumio City. It would just stay, and I thought that was a really cute way to make it unique, where it's wow, the city's so big it overrides the bicycle song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna be on your bike a lot in this city. Here's the music all the time.
Which I have that song in my head constantly because that's where I used to hatch eggs. Also, the O powers. The O powers. I really miss them.
Yeah, hatching power. That would have made hatching eggs super fast.
That would have made it so much faster for me to finally hatch my first shiny.
Oh yeah, congrats.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, yesterday, first day of quarantine, and I hatched my first ever shiny Eevee. So that made me very excited.
Yay! Wait.
But it's this whole thing where they make advancements and then they take them back.
Yeah.
And then they'll do other stuff and they'll replace it and they'll be here. I'm totally happy that we don't have to use HMs anymore.
Oh yeah, the HMs are gone. They're TMs and TRs now. Which by the way, the invention of the TR just now makes Pokemon more of a grind than it's ever been.
I do kind of like the TR though, because you do have to really think about it.
Yeah, hey, this Pokemon gets this move. Now, do I really want it? This is the one TR I have. I get that, but I still am sticking on the fact that it's a D-Max drop. It's a grind. You have to go to these dens and hope it's a type that will drop the TR that you need, because it's based on type, I believe. Normals will give you normal TRs, and then fire will give you fire TRs. And I think if it's double type, I think it gives you a mixer. I forget.
It can give you both.
Okay.
Sometimes Toxicity does that. I mean, some of them you could buy from the freaking Cello Dude.
Oh yeah, it's the Cello Dude, and it cycles by day. So that's one way to get around it for 3,000, 1,000 watts. But you still have to grind. Well, I mean, at least the grind for watts is quicker because you don't have to beat the Pokemon for the Dynamax Pokemon for it. So that's good. Excellent. So yeah, what Numbers and I were talking about was every time you go into a max raid battle, you have to watch your Pokemon Dynamax every time. And if you lose at a 5-star one that has crowd hitting moves that hit everyone, and you lose not because you lost, but because the AI lost, things are happening to me.
Because no one wants to join you online.
Yeah,
you don't
you
have
get thrown
access
out.
to online.
Then you go back in, Dynamax, your party gets swept, you get thrown out, you gotta go back in, the Dynamax. It's this cycle, and you can't skip any of it.
Annoying.
And And I tried because since I've been shiny hatching for EVs and I've been wonder trading. I thought that maybe going into the settings and turning off the cutscenes basically, or turn off movies. I thought, maybe that'll stop it. Nope. You still get the egg cutscene. You still get the wonder trade cutscene.
Yeah, and like another thing too that we were talking about, like when it goes to the Dino Rats raids or whatever, is that if all the Pokemon get hit with like hail or like a move or something, you have to watch the other Pokemon get hit.
But that's the thing, because sometimes I think it's only with like max moves where your entire party drops a stat. But if you're in the hail, if you're in the sandstorm, you have to watch, or you have like healing. That's another thing I forgot to mention. If like say you have grassy terrain and everyone who's touching the ground heals, you have to watch everyone heal one after another who's touching the ground. You have to watch everyone who is not a ground, rock, or steel type get hit by the sandstorm. You have to watch everyone who is not an ice type get hit by the hail. And it is so long and boring, and you can't skip any of it. It's so bad.
Yeah, like it's so annoying too. It's like I don't care about you.
And then if you get it and you get it all the way down and you manage to either have someone, like in your party, like if you get actual real life people to do it with you, or you just roll really good with what the NPC Pokemon have, and then you can go to catch it. It can run away if you decide to like try to catch it with a Pokemon.
And it's over, by the way. The Gigantamax raid battle, it ends if you fail to catch it in your Pokeball. You don't get another chance. It doesn't strike against you like, oh, you have like technically four strikes and you're out. No, it doesn't even strike against you. It's done. It's over. You lose. If you didn't save before that den, it is gone until you can re-roll it again. I was so angry. You have no idea.
And it isn't like, because if your Pokemon get thrown out of the den, you can still rebattle it. Which I think is so weird. You can rebattle it then, but if it runs away
ever again, you have to save scum or roll for it again with wishing pieces, which are 10,000 watts, I believe, for one piece. Yayo.
Yeah, and like and the rail to find.
So like you have to. It's I didn't realize it before that I could have just chosen an Ultra Ball, but I have this thing about me where I catch everything in a Pokeball. So it's extra frustrating because I have to save, restart the Switch, and get lucky. That shouldn't be how it works. It should be, it broke out. The storm is getting too strong to withstand, or whatever it says. Like, that, I would respected that. Like, okay, that gives me like, ooh, my heart's pumping. I gotta do this again. The storm is getting way too strong. Oh gosh, please, I have one chance, And that would have given me extra hype. I would have been in the moment. And the release of actually catching it the next time, would have been great. I would have been, you know what? The raid's not so bad. No, they're terrible now. Because if you fail, that is it. If you don't have Ultra Balls, if you didn't get any, like I only have Pokeballs, if you didn't get any, it's over for you. Because some Pokemon's catch rates apparently, through experience, stay the same when they're in their Gigantamax form. So if the Pokemon was tough to catch already, it's going to carry over. So, like Snorlax.
And you can, you can always either select go into the stamps, which I didn't even realize you could do. You can go into the stamps and join a raid battle that someone's asking for help for, and then you can try to catch it through that. But also, like,
essentially mooching, but yeah.
Yeah, but it still works because you're helping out, and then you could always get lucky and get wonder traded, or I'm sorry, surprise traded. I still think it should have been called Wonder Trade, but that's just a little.
It should have.
It should just been called Wonder Trade.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's the exact same. And I also hate the animation for surprise trade. Like it's so.
Oh
yeah, like
It's like
Like
a
it's
Yeah.
catapult, and that's
Like, what if
really
the
it.
ball flings wrong? Like,
Right. I'm sorry. Well,
like what if
what?
it gets flinged
it gets
wrong
flung
and
to
like
the
God
wrong
knows where it
way.
lands? Yeah.
Wait a minute. This isn't my Magikarp.
Yeah, that's like what I think about every time I see it. I'm just like, what if it goes the wrong way?
Yeah, you could have like did a thing where like the thing materializes and it goes up and the balls pass each other. You see what's inside. It didn't really need the whole catapult thing. It's
It
kind
didn't
of
even
dumb.
necessarily
It
need an
is.
animation, because honestly,
That's
the
very
whole thing of
true.
Wonder Trade,
Yeah.
the whole thing, or at least with Surprise Trade and stuff, is like that it happens in the background. So if it happens in the background and then you're able to accept the trade basically whenever you see it or whenever you have time, but then it still makes you see that
Um.
very long like cut scene basically of the balls being flung at each
Oh,
other and all that.
I see what you mean. So what are you
Mm-hmm.
skipping? You should just hit the button and be like, take care of kanji. You go into your box and you see what it is.
Or it can even just
Yeah.
like show you what you got traded.
Oh, that's very true. Like a little snapshot. Like, no way, no bragging way. And you gotta go
Like
into it. I like that.
when you got Sandy Claus, the shiny
The
Gigantamax at level
shiny
100,
Gigantamaxing Kingler holding a Master Ball.
which I'm fairly certain
Nice.
was hacked in, but whatever.
Hey man,
Who
I
cares?
didn't know it was hacked. I will gladly take that.
Just because it was hacked doesn't mean it's whacked.
Oh, I like that. I'm
I
gonna put
got
on
a
my hecking
shiny level
skateboard.
100 shift tree today holding a Master Ball.
Wow. So
Nice.
hey, if the ball fits, throw it. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately, ever since they
yeah.
introduced Wonder
What
Trade,
else?
that's been like one of my favorite things to use.
Oh yeah, Wonder Trade's fantastic.
Wonder Trade
me
is
fill
great.
the decks.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
what I use to complete the Sun and Moon decks, whatever was in there. So yeah, it's great. It should never be surprise trade, and it needs to be faster. Like normal trading, okay, we can talk about the animations then. But Wonder Trading should be quick. You see the Pokemon, and you're like, you go back in. You if you want it or not, you go
Or
back.
at least you should have an option to turn it off.
That is very true. Like an actual cutscene toggle button that you can turn everything off. So I don't have to sit there and watch it all just to get traded a Rookity again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
But there was also talking about things that you would rather give or take on. There was this one topic that came up, and it was going back to Hop and how Nightmares, you and I were talking about how bad you feel for beating him up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because, like, okay, the difference, but, like, okay, with the whole nice rivals, like, I feel like ever since Sun and Moon came out, all the rivals have been nice, and, like, they now choose the weaker Pokemon, the weaker grass type, like, the weaker starter.
Yeah, whatever type you get, they get the weaker one.
Yeah, like, ever since Sun and Moon, and, like, okay, with Sun and Moon, because, like, Hall is really nice, and I remember someone was saying, too, that most of Hop's animations are actually copied from Hall, as well.
Really?
Yeah, like how Hop, when he bends his knees and he throws his hands and stuff, that's like what Hal does.
Oh.
Yeah, so people are speculating that that Hop literally is just like a copy, almost like a copy model of Hal's, because he does similar animations like him.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for that, T. Oh my, that's really true. Oh my goodness.
Let me see if I can find the GIF about it that
that
shows the comparison.
Okay, while you do that, I'll just explain like how.
Okay, I found it.
Oh.
It's a video. Here's the GIF. I'm gonna post it on the Discord, just plugging that in. And like you see it a lot too. Like ever since I remember reading about it, like every time I watch the cutscenes with Hop, he does that animation a lot. Gosh dang it, hold on, I have to like.
Oh, I see the one you mean when he has his hands and he's like explaining something enthusiastically.
Yeah, like he copies it.
Oh.
Copy. hold on, let me, because it's not moving in the Discord. Let me try.
Can I please actually
Oh,
watch
I
this?
see it. Yeah, I see what you mean now. The
Oh my gosh.
explaining with the hands. Wow. Talk about a shortcut. Okay.
So, like, and Hop does that a
He
lot
really
in the game, like,
does.
in a lot of
Yeah.
the cutscenes. Yeah. So, like, the difference between him and Hao is, like, Hao didn't really want to be champion. He just wanted to
Yeah,
be
Kahuna to
Kahuna,
impress his
which is
dad.
what
Yeah.
he becomes. Whereas in freaking Pokemon Sword and Shield, everyone gets reminded that, hey, Hop is the champion's brother, and Hop wants to
I want to be the champion.
Yeah,
I'll
and
be the
like,
champion.
and you feel so bad.
I feel
Yeah, because
like,
every time I had a Raboot against his Grookey, my boy, please.
and also it's the
You
thing
can't
too
keep
where
doing
like he
this.
gets like he gets like so sad in the post game, and I
He gets
feel,
legit
and
sad.
it like
oh
it
yeah,
makes me
he
feel so
does.
bad. I'm like, I wish I
Well,
could just lose on purpose for
Matt,
this little boy.
Yeah.
What was the exact wording you
Oh,
said?
okay. So I was paraphrasing this comment from YouTube. Essentially, all the times that you are fighting Hop, you essentially beat him into a depression.
Oh.
And the comment went, "It's all fun and games until you beat Hop into a depression."
Oh no.
And I was like, "Oh no, my boy." And it really humanizes Hop in that way. But yeah, no. At least with How, he can just be Kahuna, and that's fine. I can be champion. He can be Kahuna.
Like that's all
That's
he
okay.
wanted. He wanted to be Kahuna. But Hop, you feel bad. And like, okay, I know that you haven't played Pokemon Let's Go. Did you finish it, Steph?
Mm-hmm.
I have not finished it, but I've played through most of it.
Okay, like, I'll avoid spoilers, but like, okay, in Pokemon Let's Go, I did.
You can Pokemon Let's Go is just a remake. It's
This is a remake of Red.
Pretty much Yellow anyway.
Oh, a remake of Yellow.
No,
it's a remake.
Your rival is like so freaking nice in Let's Go.
He is.
Yeah,
he's
a
sweet
boy,
boy,
and I do feel bad for beating him. But like with him, I got the impression that he didn't really mind because it was more like he wanted me to succeed.
Mm.
Yeah, and it was like he was having fun.
Yeah,
it seemed like every time in the battle.
No, like
but
he
like
even
Hop gets actually upset, especially
after he trounces him. Yeah, that's where it goes downhill.
Yeah, like the rival in Let's Go, his name is Trace, but I called him that hoe. But
Dang.
But because I thought he was gonna be mean, but he was nice. But like he even says stuff like, "This is what catching Pokemon is so fun, is that you get to have a rival and stuff." So he looked like he did. He looks like he doesn't care if he became champion. But like Hop gets to
he says it so many times. He wants to be champion, and it seems more like you're this immovable obstacle in this way. Like he can never get over the player character, and that's you. You did that to Hop. And I'm like, oh, I did.
Even with Marnie and stuff, like she did want to be champion, but she kind of had that like tone, like it would be cool.
Yeah. And she later becomes gym leader, so
she was a sweetheart,
doing something.
Yeah,
so that's cool. Like, but Hop, it makes it feel like he became an assistant because they beat him so hard. Like he doesn't even want to do it anymore.
Like honestly,
yeah,
like that was one thing too. Like I never really saw Hop as being an assistant, like especially because he does talk about like type.
And every time with the type matchups, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, but like Hop, like the way he talks about strong Pokemon and stuff, like I feel like he would have been an ace trainer if that.
It was Ace. I don't think Ace Trainer is even in Galar. What the?
Yeah, Ace Trainer
he
wasn't
would,
in
definitely.
Galar, but like
he
would
be.
be an Ace Trainer if it was. Yeah.
Or let
the
him
battle tower
also be in charge.
Yeah, that post game battle tower. He could just join up. He could be like double battling with his brother and stuff like that in the battle tower.
Yeah.
Or do something where he's like the
Oh, I see.
what's the word that I'm
Or
looking
if they
for?
had like
the Pokemon school or
back
something
in
like that.
the old
The
like
Pokemon.
Sinnoh days, they had like was it Gala and stuff like that? I think I forget.
Okay. Actually, yeah, and Let's Go, there's a class called I think it's the Ace Trainer, but I think they're also Coach Trainers. Well, they basically check
Huh?
to make sure that you're
They
like
just do stuff
leveling
like
up and
that.
stuff, and they battle you.
Yeah,
Or let
Yeah,
Hop
like
be a gym leader.
yeah, with his
Yeah,
the
like
bull that was a
yeah, like
ruler.
Let Hop be a normal type gym leader.
yeah,
Oh my goodness,
yeah,
His
that would
like
Dubwool
be
and
a
his
heck of a
Snorlax.
run. Let me tell you that.
like it would be like yeah, like people were saying about like how Bede gets his own gem and stuff. Marley
Yeah,
gets her own
B.
gem,
Yeah,
and then
B
Hop
is the fairy
he
gym
just
leader.
Bodo.
Yeah,
becomes a
Bodo.
Bodo.
Yeah.
Bodo.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
so-
Bede, on the whole rival thing, like I think one of the things that Sword and Shield did get right is making a friendly rival and or a enemy rival. Because me personally, I don't care about Bede. I stomp them every time.
Oh my gosh, Bede, okay. Bede went from being like the worst ever, like I hated him so much, and then he became Bodo, which is a whole inside joke with us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
But
So I don't even call him inside his name anymore.
like
yeah, like once he became like the gym once he got smacked around by Granny Opal, he became like an actually decent person.
Maybe.
There's this
He's still
no,
Bodo.
that's one thing I did like about post game though, is like how he was actually able to handle the situation at his gym well, and then he's all like,
yeah.
"I got it, but I still want to battle you."
Like,
then,
okay, I'll take you on any time, but good for you, I guess.
yeah, and I will admit though, he did get character development, I guess, but I'm still glad I get to beat him.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that one.
There's this comic that I'm going to be posting in the Discord, again, plug, that I always think of, which is Opal approaching him being like, "White boy, you white boy, come here. Hello, white boy." And
Oh
it
no,
just
that
has,
one. No,
it just
I still think about the edit about Bede. He's like, I hate Belladonna Gym. Opal makes me Fortnite dance in the crowd shout, Jolly good, white boy, jolly
The
good.
Bolivian gym, I love it.
Oh god, now I have to find it and post it in the Discord.
And the gym, the gym mazes were okay. The only one I didn't really like is the rock one and the water one, for obvious reasons.
oh my gosh, the ice one, which was the rock one.
I don't like that. I really don't.
Was frustrating.
That one was.
Yeah, it made it feel like it was more trial and error than anything else. I hated it.
Honestly though, I did like the ice one because I felt like out of all of them, that one was the most challenging one because like in freaking Omega Sapphire and Ruby, how you had the freaking spinning tiles.
Oh, I get what you mean. Inside that one place with the same tile. I get what you mean.
Yeah. So like, I felt like out of all of them, that one was the most challenging one, and that one was like the most reminiscent one of the older games.
Oh, I see.
Gosh,
Call back to the older ones. Okay.
Yeah.
I miss having to do I miss, but I don't really, but I kind of do having to do like the horrific ice puzzles, like at Candace's gym in Diamond and Pearl.
Is that one with the sliding to? Heck that! I didn't like it the first time. Heck
yes. And then like they still kept it in Let's Go with the tiles and the rocket lair.
Yeah.
I see.
And anytime I went down there though, I just thought of Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, but like I feel like out of the ice one that was like the most challenging one. Everyone else just like just solve some simple puzzle.
The water one was not simple. I'm dumb. What the heck? Why, Nessa? Why?
I
So
forgot
at
what the
that
water
time,
one.
Matt.
I forgot what the water
To
one
turn on the
was.
valve to shut off the water to make a path.
Oh,
Oh,
Heck yeah. I like the Wooloo one
I mean,
the,
like,
the most.
the
the
Wooloo
Wooloo
one was
was
fun. It
the
was
fire
cute.
one was
Oh, the
Fire
Fire one
Kabu,
was
like
easy.
the Kabu one is more annoying than anything else. It's like, ooh, I'm gonna attack you, so you won't attack the Pokemon and earn points. It's more annoying.
I mean, that was pretty easy. All you had to do was just kill them.
Yeah, kill him fast.
That was like really good. Oh no, that's another one. Okay, so like this was something we were talking about before, but Raihan, I like how he's like I posted the pictures of the freaking bed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it.
But Raihan, okay, he like they talk about like the freaking history vow and how it's ancient and like how only special people can go in it or whatever, and how Raihan's like the leader or like the protector of it, and then I'm gonna have my gym challenge, you know, a Pokemon battle in the freaking vault. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff
Yeah, it
will
was
get
just a double battle.
yeah,
Too.
like that one. The double battle was fun, but I'm like, why are you having it in the vow? Which is like a really important historical thing, Ryan. It can get destroyed, but okay.
Yeah, you're talking about that made no sense.
Like, yeah, no one can go in the vow. It's story. Oh no, we're gonna just have our Pokemon battles in there. Like, y'all people aren't smart.
Yeah. I can see now why Chairman Rose was able to get away with it.
Mm-hmm. But just freaking. Why would you have it in the freaking historical vow that's gonna get destroyed, Ryan? You're not thinking.
We have pitches and fields and stadiums where you can hold this stuff in. It doesn't have to be here, does it? No, I totally get it.
Speaking of like things getting destroyed, how about the villains of the game, guys?
Oh my goodness. I just want to say really quickly before we get to like the villain stuff because it's kind of near the end there. I have to say the battle with Leon was one of the more challenging battles I have had in a long time, and only because
Honestly,
I didn't stop to do more grinding. That's probably the only reason.
Actually, my battle with Leon, I actually, I'm trying to remember. I think I only had 2 Pokemon faint, but like, I feel like compared to, I think it was Steven and Ruby out, like, yeah, which one?
Yeah, I'm like a Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, that one was way more challenging in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
That was easier for me. So we're kind of flipped. Okay.
And, like Leon, I was able to. I think he only made 2 of my Pokemon faint. Whereas with that one, I had like all my Pokemon faint.
Yeah. The one thing that surprised me was his max overgrowth because that was Soul Beam and it took out totals and it went downhill from there. I had to run out his Gigantamax just so we can beat him normally. Which, by the way, gimmicky battles.
Wait,
we've already
seriously?
talked about that. Yeah, I just ran out his Gigantamax and
My
beat him the regular way.
My Dreadnought was actually able to one-shot kill the Gigantamax with liquidation.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
level?
I just needed to train.
What level did you
I
have
went
yours?
into it. It was around 60 something, and his was at like 70 something. So
Wait, what?
I went right into it. So yeah, I did not like train or go off into the wild area. I just essentially did the end game stuff one after another because like, oh, I'm at the end of the game. I don't really need it. But yeah,
now I have to remember because like one thing that made me okay, because I went to the wild area a lot in the game, so my Pokemon was always like 5, even 10 levels ahead than the NPCs. But I think for Leon, his was I want to say like his was like in like the late 50s, early 60s, and mine were like in the late 60s. So that's probably why.
Yeah, no, it probably wasn't 70 then. I know Charizard was his highest level Pokemon. I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember what was mine. Okay.
Yeah, so my only mistake was not grinding more. Surprise, surprise.
I grind because I like the wild area.
Yeah, really should have went back. So it's technically my fault.
That's like one thing I always did in the cutscenes.
The thing that was
Like,
hard
Hop
for
would be like, "We gotta go to this gym," and I'm just like, "You can go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the wired area."
You great, yeah. I went.
That's what was happening with my post game. That's what I was doing with the post game because it was like, oh, there's Dynamax Pokemon at the gyms, and I'm like, I'm gonna go like hatch some eggs.
I
right
think from post game, I think I did it all in one night.
Wow.
Yeah, because I already had my Pokemon like in the level 70s by then.
Oh, so you're just fine. No, I did all of that immediately. So that I guess it's my fault. But yeah, today I was an entertaining fight.
Yeah.
Guess we could talk about Macrocosmos.
Yeah, but Macrocosmos. Oh my god! Like I freaking.
More like Microcosmos.
Oh, felt like it, Mr. Rose.
Freaking binge.
Right?
Like honestly, Rose was a terrible villain. Microcosmos wasn't even a freaking threat at all. Like
it wasn't.
Like
all he did to the story was make it so I couldn't fight Leon sooner. That's all he did.
Yeah, and like even defeating his freaking team was easy. All I had to do was just what move did I use?
Pyro Ball?
No, not Pyro Ball. I had
it was a little...
Arcanine.
Was it Flamethrower, Flame Wheel? One of those?
Flamethrower.
Flamethrower.
I just Flamethrower.
Yeah, for me,
and, like,
I had
Arcanine was like level 60
so
something.
I just stuck on Fire Punch and Power Ball until I won. His team was Steel. That was it. I swept him with one Pokemon.
Steph struggled with it.
It was a little struggle because I didn't have a fire type on my team.
Like,
but it still wasn't hard. And like, dare I say, this is going to be a very, very controversial opinion.
Ooh, I did not take.
Team Flare had more of a presence.
You're right. Team Flare from X and Y had more narrative stakes than Macrocosmos. And you know what? You're correct. Because Lysander was just crazy. He just wanted to destroy the world. That's it.
I haven't played Black or White or X or Y, but like the Aether Foundation and Sun and Moon was a way bigger threat. And Team Skull was a threat because they were with them. But like,
yeah, that was a nice bait and switch at least.
And then they were like, oh, you know what we can do the same thing. Let's do Team Yell and Macrocosmos. When it's like, you already know Team Yell isn't gonna be gonna be the bad guys. They're like they are the diet Mr. Pibb to the cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper of
No. They are nice and crisp, cold Sprite that is Team Skull to the very lukewarm, not even tasty, like a couple of days, the fizz is gone. Mr. Pibb, that is Team Yell. They did the same thing worse.
The plot twist that they were actually the gym, what is it? The gym?
They're just tutors for Marnie.
One of them was
they're the gym.
Yeah, the
gym trainers.
Okay, I did appreciate.
I did
appreciate that plot twist, but they did nothing to the plot whatsoever. Like they were just there to be in your way, but like they weren't a threat.
Yeah, they were never a threat. I didn't lose 2-1. I swept all of them.
Like the difference between them and Team Skull was like Team Skull, yeah, they're funny and everything. They had charm to them.
But that was their point.
But Team Yell, they were just annoying.
Yeah, like Team Skull with Guzma. Guzma just wanted to put respect on his name. That is what he wanted to do. And then Lucamine comes along and messes everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I adore Team Skull. Like, they are god tier like team. I love them almost as much as I love Team Rocket.
I would put them right like either next or underneath Team Rocket for some of the best teams we've gotten.
Yes, like I love them down to the design, down to everything about them. But it's the fact, like, Team Yell felt like it was trying to be a cheap knockoff of them, which sucks because Marnie and Pierce,
they were the best written
the
Pokemon
greatest characters within this game.
Yeah, they were.
And also, like, even in the post game, seeing how much Piers freaks out about Marnie being
Yeah.
safe, even
It's
though,
like,
like,
where's
she's
Marnie?
not
Oh
in
no, he's
danger
back at
because there's no way
I
that they're
forget the
gonna.
place.
Spike Mount.
Spike Myth.
Spike
Yeah,
Mount.
Spike Myth.
And
Speaking of Spike Mount.
and Spike
Right.
doesn't have. Spike Myth doesn't have any way to
Yeah,
jump
Yeah.
into Max, and so, like, he's worried,
Yeah.
but it won't.
No.
Yeah, no, wait,
Which
come on.
also,
Big
like-
Nightmares wanted to say something, Jen?
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
yes.
Another thing about Team Yo is that they're all a bunch of codes.
Could you elaborate?
Like, I'm just thinking about... Yeah, like when you go to Spike Month after post game, there's an NPC who's all like, oh, I like Piers
Yeah,
better.
I got that
so,
NPC
like,
too.
how,
I actually
how
stopped,
dare you?
turned around, and said, "Excuse me."
Yeah, I did that too. I like turned around and like
Me
followed
too.
her, and like to make sure I
Right?
got that bubble right.
I'm about to throw down in the middle of Spike Myth right now.
Yeah.
That is fighting words.
Yeah, like right now, bitch.
Right?
No.
Yeah, no, I totally, I totally get that. Like, no, you don't mess with that. They easily have the best dynamic, and the Marnie smile still, I think, is the reason why I am still having chest problems. She is so precious. So yeah, it's easily
She's
one of the
so
best.
cute.
Piers,
Yeah.
man, every time I fought Piers, I did not Dynamax. It was just a bro thing, you know? Like, we're just gonna have a good old fashioned slap fight with our Pokemon. That's all we need.
Yeah, like okay. Even so, like Spike Moth is beautifully aesthetically. So like, though Jim.
Oh yeah, and the music
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
I also
Which they should have also Spike Myth clothing shop.
like for real. I wanna.
dude,
I would
you get
love-
to wear their stuff.
Yeah.
That would be excellent with the black jacket and that would be great.
It'd be like another thing too. Like the gym challenge was like funny as heck because you got to see them doing like backflips and this little stuff, and it was just
Right? I was like,
it
what
was
the
good.
heck?
It was like,
And a random one named Joshua or something like
oh
that.
yeah, the one who overslept.
Yeah, and did put all the makeup on so he looked different.
Yeah, like it was funny and charming.
Like,
Yeah, for sure. Easily one of the best gym challenges. I'd say the very best. Like no one ever was. Like somebody
No one
kind
ever
of
was?
was. Possibly.
maybe, possibly.
Yeah, so with going back to just the concept of Team Yell, right next to Team Skull, it just really pales in comparison. It was said before, it was trying to capture that marvel again, but it's been done to death. That's why I have a skull. Yeah, we're talking about the teams and how stacked against the rest of the teams that have come before. Team Yell is just a glorified fan base.
At least,
Yeah.
and at least they have more depth than I was gonna call him Microcosmos, actually, than Macrocosmos.
True.
If
Yeah,
it
they have more
weren't-
depth.
Because Macrocosmos was a game of hide and seek and an elevator ride, and that was it.
Yeah,
You
like,
didn't see them
ugh.
throughout the game. Like, at least with, like, I think for fleshed outness,
the only
like,
one who
Black and White had, like, some of the most intensely fleshed out.
Oh yeah, with Team Plasma and like these elder guys who can disappear and reappear. It was creepy as heck, and it was
And
so
Team Galactic
cool.
was, like, always there with
But like,
funky, ugly bowl cuts that I despise.
and their Skuntank, which I absolutely dread fighting. Oh my gosh, poison everywhere. But yeah, even Cyrus, he was nuts, but it was cool. He wanted to make his own reality, and he's trapped in the reverse
And-
world. At least from the old DVD, at least.
And it's like this thing too, where it's like Team Flare.
Even Team Flare and
Team
his
Flare didn't
tantrum.
really have like depth in the game. Like the story.
Right, all they
the
did was
story of
pose in the
XY
red
was
suits.
lacking, but I feel like the villains in this in Sword and Shield lack so much. Like, it's upsetting.
Yeah.
Because
Like-
Pokemon villains are, like, some of my absolute favorites.
Like,
Sometimes
yeah,
the
like
reasons to play the
Team
game.
Magma and Team Aqua, they were all idiots, but like they were a threat.
Team Aqua.
Yeah, they
Team
were.
Aqua
Oh,
They were a
Ugh.
freaking threat.
so amazing. And
right. Don't sleep on camera.
Yeah,
That's all I
like-
gotta say.
Team Skull was one of the main reasons why I loved Sun and Moon.
Yeah, but like
And they grew on me too. I was like, you know what? These guys are all
same thing with the Ethor Foundation. Like now I think about it, Ethor Foundation, you got to explore it, like the upstairs and
yeah,
the
you actually got to
downstairs.
explore the inside of the Ether Foundation, and that music that kicks in and it makes it feel like you're being chased by these people.
Yeah,
It's
and
intense.
you got to like sneak in and go in the basement in the docking area. Whereas Microcosmos, elevator.
A long elevator ride, which, by the way, I watched YouTubers who cover Pokemon Shield. They could just shut off the elevator. They powered the LAR. You need to tell me they can't power one building, one elevator?
They could have
If they shut off the elevator, the game wouldn't have ended.
Okay,
That's
okay.
all I'm saying.
Okay, now I think about it. In Pokemon Let's Go, you sneak in Team Rocket's.
Head up.
Team Rocket's head. No, wait, not Team Rocket. Yeah, you get to sneak in their headquarters
Mhm.
and like, you have to find the key passwords and like the key pass for doors and all that.
Yeah.
You have to do a warp tile puzzle.
Yeah, like you have to do like so much, and then Let's Go was released before Sword and Shield, so it was on the Switch, so it could have had the capacity, but no, elevator ride.
Yeah, it could have been like this cool thing, like you actually have to go up the floors of the building because they shut off the elevator, and there are people waiting for you
Yeah.
on each floor, and you gotta like beat them up and take like the stuff or whatever because the door to get into German Rose is key coded, and they split up the key codes between the different floors. And you gotta go up each floor to get the key code to unlock the door, and then kick it down anyway. You know?
Yeah, that also happens in Let's Go because Team Rocket takes over one of the buildings that's 11 floors.
Was it Silpho? Wasn't it?
Yeah, Silpho. So they could have done it. If Let's Go could have done it, they could have done it in Sword and Shield, but they didn't.
Yes, and all they did was remake Yellow. They have no excuse for not doing it. It didn't have to be that. And don't change the music because the music made kind of was like the ending of Super Mario Odyssey. So don't change the music. I'm just saying there should have been more to it. Like throughout Sword and Shield, you get to hear about this stadium was powered by Macrocosmos and stuff like that. You know, like you see them throughout the game.
True.
Yeah.
I love Leon being a good boy, but like, make Leon evil.
Yeah, could you imagine like everything was staged, every battle, and Hop was like, dude, you were the best. And he's like, well, the reason was because I had Chairman Rose pull all my matches, so I just kind of won by default, you know?
Honestly, that would have been way better. Like,
And
that
then-
would have been a bigger plot twist than Sun and Moon when the freaking Professor was the champion.
Right? Oh yeah, Kukui, you fight him at the end. Like, okay, bruh, I know you're the Masked Royale. Come on. Oh, except your wife knows, and I think she does, but I don't know.
But in the anime,
that plot
doesn't
twist
she
got
not
me.
know?
I think in the anime, Burnett does not know. I think
Which
everyone
is kind
else
of
does, but not her.
adorable.
It is kind of cute. But yeah, it would have been much better. It would have given Hop like, you know what? I don't want to go down Leon's path. I'm gonna be my own style of trainer because all my life I wanted to be Leon.
Yeah.
Now I'll be Hop. I'll be myself. You know? That would,
Oh yeah, that would have gave him way.
yeah, he would have been the best written rival for sure.
Also, making like the champion evil.
Right? I don't think that's ever been done before. Ever. Like a gym leader's been evil, but that's like Giovanni and he runs Team Rocket.
Yeah.
So
like,
Oh yeah, he runs a
could've been-
gym.
it could have been something super cool, like what was rumored to be
in
the
those leagues,
storyline.
right?
In like, yeah,
Wait, what was
That,
the storyline?
that Leon was having all his matches rigged.
Yeah, and in
his
your
pose
match
is
is
sweet.
also
Yeah.
destined to lose, I believe, because like you're battling him and then you just lose the match. Like they had a lot of stuff in there, and essentially you have to sneak into like this
See?
shadow underground like Pokemon like government, not a government, but like there are these outfits that like are in the
Dude, it
shadows
would be
that
like,
expose for Galar to see.
Dude, that would have been
dude,
way
it would
bad.
be like, it would be almost like the stuff with Slowpoke
Yeah,
and Macho
that
Grubba
but
and
a
all of that in
game.
Thousand Year
Yes,
Door.
because Macho Grub is a piece of crap, and I want to stream. Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door,
What
easily one of
game
the
is it?
greatest games
And
ever
Paper Mario
made.
Thousand Year Door.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna
Oh,
stream it one day so that you'd see it, Jen, because it's a wild ride.
yeah.
It is.
I need to.
Do we have any
Um,
finishing closing thoughts about Pokemon?
yeah, Chairman Rose
Wait.
was just
Dr. Rose wasn't even a villain. It
the
was,
darkest
yeah,
day
like,
in
he didn't
blackest night.
even like
No
have
Pokemon shall
evidence
escape
that
my
showed
sight.
that freaking thing was in danger.
Like,
Whatever.
okay, Oleana,
Yeah,
she
like,
had more depth than
like,
Chairman Rose.
what was her face? Orlando?
Oleana?
Oleana? Yeah.
But a
Yeah,
lot of
she
her
felt
depth,
more of a bigger
but a
threat.
lot of her depth wasn't put in the game. It was left for you to read online.
Yeah, so that
That's
can
true.
only go so far. Like the whole Travis thing, that could have worked if it was in her, like in the story. Like you eventually, like you've seen her a whole bunch. You guys had your arguments and stuff, and you get to see, like, oh, I see. So you and Travis, came from the same pile of dirt, and Chairman Rose was like, hey, nah, I'm gonna upgrade you, and you essentially became dependent on him. I see that. It's kind of like Hop. Like you
Yeah.
guys need to be your own people,
And it would
Yeah.
also like reflect more, like if that was even put in game, I think it would also give Bede more depth with the fact that like
Who
she
have also
was
been
just
used.
doing what she was just doing what
Yeah.
Chairman Rose did to her. Chairman Hop.
He becomes
That's
the new
endgame.
chairman. He's like, nah, forget the corruption. I'm gonna be chairman, and I'm gonna like redo the Galar region to make it fair for everyone. Forget Leon. It would have been great.
Yeah.
Game Freak. Hire us for Pokemon Gun. We'll do it.
Dude, Pokemon Gun would be lit.
We'll do it.
Oh man, I would do it for
We'll do
Pokédolls.
it.
Also, Swordward.
Oh, the Swordward and Shieldbird. Okay, like they had more presence as villains because they're like, actually, we're descendants from the first heroes. We're gonna mess up Galar for fun to prove ourselves.
Yeah, like
right. I wanted to clothesline them both.
I hated their hair so much. And that's what you need, like, in, like, a villain.
That punchability, like, oh, I'm gonna get you. My team is level 80, 90. We gonna get you.
Yeah, like, they were way better villains.
Trash Man Rose.
Chairman Rose, just, and, like, you don't even...
Yeah, like, the 1,000 years, like, how did you even get Eternatus? Like, how did you even, like, what was the process?
Oh, that's another thing. Eternatus, sucked.
Eternatus was a good, boss fight for the dogs to show up, and that's it. That was it.
No, like, it wasn't really special. It just came out of nowhere, and it was just...
Yeah, like, oh, by the way, Eternatus' power to stave off the darkest day, which would happen in 1,000 years. It's not like we have electric Pokemon that can power our buildings, so I don't... Like, what's the darkest...
Okay,
what?
Like, I feel like Eternatus would consider the legendary, but, like, out of all the legendaries, it really sucks. It's just there.
And
Digimon looking. Yeah, no. It could have had more like, ooh, its power is the reason why the Dynamax phenomenon is going on. And that's pretty much all we get about Eternatus. It's the reason why Pokemon get big.
Yeah. Announced in that DLC that's coming out that they keep announcing at the bottom, even though it's not out.
Oh, the Isle of Armor. Yeah, Isle of Armor. Yay. Can't wait for the rest of the Pokemon.
Can't wait to buy the plot.
Oh,
Okay.
can't wait to buy the
Which
font.
I
sucks
can't.
Can't
because
believe
Well,
that.
Nintendo.
Honestly, if it's
Well,
like
I
Ultra
guess
Sun and
Nintendo
Ultra
is
Moon
becoming
again.
like Microsoft. You know, you now have to pay for online play, and now you have to buy DLC. Which
Yeah.
like the DLCs though, like it does come with 2 of them because it's the island of
Isle of Armor and the
yeah
Crown
and
Tundra.
Crown
Moo.
The Cow Tundra.
Moo.
Pokemon
Pokemon
Milk.
Moo.
It's nothing but Miltank and Tauros. That's it. What were you saying though, Nightmare?
What was I saying? So yeah, it is worth $4 because you're getting both of them. But I think the uniforms, the Eevee and Pikachu uniforms, are pretty ugly and they don't look
It's just a Pikachu and an Eevee image on a plain jersey. Why couldn't you just get a Pikachu and an Eevee Kiyu like the kids have?
That would have been perfect. Actually,
I would walk around that Pikachu thing.
My icon on the online thing is the Eevee Pokekid.
Oh, the Eevee kid or whatever they're called.
Because it's cute, but unfortunately, like I wish we could buy that. That's just more stuff that's like, come on, and like,
come on.
Yeah.
It's to the point where I'm like, I'm upset because I love Pokemon so much, and I think you guys can agree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's why I want it to be at its top game. Could you imagine if Leon was a piece of crap and everyone's exploding online about it? Not that he had to be, but it would have given like some depth, you know? It would have been like, you know, the Galar, like the top people in Galar. Nah, they could let the shadow leaders of Galar, you know, like not even the gym leaders know this stuff.
Just like actual England.
That's a hot take. That's way too hot for me. Ooh.
I'm not sure if I can say that. I know that we have some European listeners, apparently.
They'll make them call your blind.
What is the British intelligence?
So, what do you mean, like MI Poke or something?
We're gonna get 007 coming after us.
Oh boy, a pen that's also a missile launcher. We're gonna get got. Ain't no Gigantamax gonna save us.
But is there any sort of final things that we want to touch on?
The villain sucked. Rose sucked. He was a disappointment. Also, I hated his freaking summer outfit. It looked so ugly. It's all like that's like just his Pokemon shorts.
Right?
Honestly,
I'm like, is this man?
I'm just like,
this man lose his pants?
Just want to.
He's wearing shorts. Yeah, also, he's wearing shorts with a long sleeve.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, but no, it looks like boxers.
Yeah.
Okay, that man
is
out in public.
Dude, he's suffering from something.
They can't say anything. He's the chairman.
My
right?
character is like 12
Hey,
years
son,
old.
winning Pokemon? Yeah. Get away from me, Mr. Rose. You're an embarrassment. Giovanni looks at you with shame. We have to even put Lysander in the group of better villains. You did that, Mr. Rose. You did that. So I guess the last thing I would say is what? I would give this thing 7 out of 10 maybe. It's a good game, but what it does right, it's gimmicky. What it does wrong is steps back from what it used to be. Can't pet your Pokemon, but you can sit on a bench. Really, Queen? So, like, yeah, too much not story.
10,
yeah,
too much not story.
So, I guess that's where it's going to be. I really wish it was more, and I really hope if the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra make us revisit this, I might be angrier. Yeah.
Episode 3 of Pokemon.
Okay, no. That's another. I just realized that's another thing about Chairman Rose, which makes him even like known as a villain. The guy turns himself at the end.
He does turn himself in. This man. I swept him, and he has the nerve to like don't clap me. No, you serious? You can't just be like, I see, you're wasting your time here. The reason why I'm here is because of you, you polka dot wearing. Anyways,
Yeah, for real.
right? I just, ooh, look at me. I'm a big businessman. Why is it called macrocosmos? We had the space one. It's called galactic. So what are you doing? Why was it called cosmos? I don't get it.
Okay. That was another thing I wanted to mention that I wonder if it's gonna be shown, but another thing that it could have done that was a plot was so the polka jobs, there was actually one that I got that its logo was a pink question mark, and they did everything in like freaking Homestuck. Whose is it that I think it's
Gamzee?
Gazzy does the on and off
again.
caps lock? Yeah, who does the on and off. Yeah, they typed it like him, and they were saying like, "We are working on a secret project and would like some strong Pokemon." And it looked like really shady as frag because because I have a screenshot of on my Switch. I wonder if I can find it
That's
on
really interesting.
online.
Whoa.
It's like
Actually,
top
I
secret
hope maybe you know
Pokemon.
what? Maybe that will be
Pokemon
something
drop.
Maybe
in the
it has
DLC.
explored. Okay.
Genuinely,
Yeah, like
I'm kind of hopeful
here
that
it
the
is.
DLC actually gets more. Are you posting it in our Discord? Plug number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So when I saw it, I was like, dude, you know how cool it is because you know how you send Pokemon to do drops for microcosmos or microcosmos. I would have loved it if like an NPC or a Rose said, "Hey, I noticed that you sent some of your Pokemon to microcosmos. I forgot to say thank you so much because without them, we wouldn't have been able to do this or whatever."
Oh, like all he's doing, like you accidentally like was helping him the entire time.
Yeah,
That would be deep. Ooh, it's my fault. Ooh.
Yeah, cause like the Poké jobs, like they're like a side thing. Like I'm just thinking about cause most of the jobs are requested by microcosmos or whatever, like a lot of them. Yeah, so like I would have been cool. Like, oh, you thought this thing was like a little side thing you could have done for fun? Nope, it was part of the
Right? I would have decked him. Also, really fast, Sonia, she's really cute. Really happy she became a professor. Want to kiss her on the lips. To quote best guy ever.
I love her. I love
She
Sonia.
is.
I love Sonia, but I'm still kind of mad about her when she's all like, "What are you waiting for? Get in the wild area," and I'm just like, "I'm waiting for you to shut up so I can get to the wild area."
I think that's more based on the cutscene on
she-
Sonia to defend her just a bit.
That's on the
for
cutscene.
sure.
Also, one more thing, unrelated to Pokemon Sword and Shield, but I'm playing through Mystery Dungeon, and oh my gosh, it's the cutest game ever.
Oh my goodness! All these new releases.
Yes. You know, just here to flex.
Yeah, thank you for the flex. I'm gonna be playing Mystery Dungeon for a little bit longer and crying over how absolutely adorable my Bulbasaur and her friend Squirtle, whose name is Bubbles, is.
Oh, that's precious.
Wait, Mystery Dungeon is a remake of the first
one.
It's of Rescue Team.
Yeah, Rescue Team, the first one, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I have the very first time I played it, I was Chikorita and my friend was Cyndaquil, and then the second time I'm playing it, I'm Pikachu and my friend is Chikorita because I love Chikorita.
Thickerita.
And I'm probably gonna be
wow.
No. I'm probably gonna be Chikorita again.
Continue that tradition. But I think that's
Alright, any closing Pokeball?
No, I think I got it all out of my system. Oh, one last thing. I swear I'll make it quick. The cooking. I try to cook, and I want a Charizard class. I've been trying and only getting Caparaja. Now, all I've gotten were Milceries and Caparajas. And yeah?
No, you got a Charizard one. Yeah, you got it once. Sean says that the way to get Charizard is you have to use
Yeah, the
these
rare ingredients, but you have to
ingredients
like go to
to
specific
that.
trees and get lucky, and then try to get enough of them to make 10 berries, or you can like cook with a NPC. But I want it. I don't want to share it with the robots. Like it's just a grind.
Not to flex or anything, but I actually have like a couple of rare berries. I find them easier to get on the trees on the islands of like the lakes and stuff usually has
Oh,
them.
so you mean like the dragon whatever island in the wild area? I forget what its name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's usually those that I find the rare ones.
Okay, just gotta make sure greed doesn't steal my berries.
That's another thing. That's another thing we didn't get to talk about because like okay, I remember when Sword and Shield came out, everybody was talking about like how like it was rushed and bad, like glitches and stuff.
The trees.
Yeah, but that one stupid glitch that happened to me was somehow I got a freaking what's the second form of Hadrina's the mid?
Oh, it's Hatena Hattrem. It's Hattrem.
Hatrin. I got a freaking Hatrin that was supposed to Gigamax and it evolved and somehow it lost its Gigamax.
Yeah, it somehow lost the mark of the Gigantamax and it became a Hatterene.
Yeah, when it evolved. So I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I still don't know what's wrong with that. Because it should have carried because it's Hatterene that becomes Gigantamax. So I don't understand why when it becomes one that the mark would leave. And you can't breed or I need to check because it doesn't seem like you can breed Pokemon that have the X for Gigantamax. Because I could have sworn that Leon's Charmander had it when it was a Charmander. I could have sworn it already had it. So if it,
it did.
Okay, so you can't breed like if that thing can't Gigantamax, it doesn't seem you can breed others that can. It's only in online Gigantamax raid battles. Oh gosh. So I think that's it. I think I was gonna get angry over the same things if I continue. Yeah, I'm really sorry about your Hatterene. I really want that Gigantamax too.
I have a luckily I
really
have a Gigantamax overall. I got a new one, and I have like 5 mil series. So
right. Honestly, I had the hardest time just trying to find Milcery on my own. Now that I was wonder trading, I got like 5 because people were just sending them.
Oh yeah.
So oh really? Is that easy?
Yeah.
So I wish I had that luck, but RNG. What can you do? It's gonna pound self-destruct somebody. Or was it explosion? Whatever. I think we're all out of PP for this podcast.
Yeah, looks like we need to sit here and sip on something from a Poltegeist, which should be the Pokemon representative of the podcast.
It really should be.
It's a good boy.
But yeah, thank you guys.
I'm sorry?
Oh, speaking of it, is it with the mark or with
I think the mark shows that the teacup it's like legitimate and the other ones are just like copies.
Okay. Okay, because I have one with the mark.
I'll have to look it up again.
Like
yeah.
Every single
one
I
thought it was with the mark. I was like, ooh, this is legit. So I forget.
I'll have to look it up again.
Yeah.
But so with all of that, thank you guys so much for listening. You can find us on our personal social medias, which I'm always everywhere at Chibi Cookie. Beaskachu is always Beaskachu, and then Rainbow Nightmares is the one that has the different stuff with Rainbow Nightmares, Charcoal Daydreams, Anime Mix DJ. I think that's it from her. You can also find us on the Fandom Tea Party Podcast social medias, which we are at the Fandom Tea Party Podcast on Instagram and Tumblr. And then on Twitter, we are at What We Sippin'. make sure that you, if you're gonna send us any tea recommendations or post any pictures or show anything from with you listening with us, go ahead and use the hashtag #WhatWeSippin'. We'll follow that tag on every sort of social media. We'll check for it. We'll like give you all the love for that. If you want, you can send us like tea recommendations. Show us what you were sipping. You can also do that through messaging us. Slide into our DMs if you want. We also have a Discord now, which we've been plugging like throughout the podcast. You can find the link for that down below on whatever you're on, and also you can find it linked in the description of the majority of our social medias. We also have a Patreon. If you want to give us monetary support, you can go ahead and support us over there. It's not required, but it does get you some fun extra perks. You get to listen to bonus content, which is usually bloopers of us talking about stupid stuff before and after the podcast and in between. You also get some special Discord perks through that. Get a little higher privileges as the tiers go up. Also, if you want to support monetarily, Beast has some books. He plugged it at the beginning, but we're also going to plug it here again. It's The Man with 600 Flowers and Other Inklings, and we have Shadows from the Mire 1 and 2, which you can find those on Amazon. You can go ahead and look up Matthew W. Brown, and that comes up, his books. I am also wanting to plug something very special. One of my friends, who is also a listener on here, has come out with a song that he's just released. It's not at the time of recording, it's not out, but at the time of release, it will be out. It is called Unfinished by Jacob Montoya. It is a Christian contemporary worship song, but even if that's not your cup of tea, if that's not the type of music that you're into or anything like that, I still recommend giving it a listen because it is amazing. He's very talented. The work that he did with making the song, the lyrics that he wrote himself, like, it's powerful, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. We're not getting paid to say this. I just really, really want to shout him out because, like, I've known him for forever.
He deserves it.
And he
puts in
he's the reason why we do the tea of the week. He was the one who suggested that.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yeah, give it a listen. It's available on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, just anywhere where records are sold.
Where sound is made.
Anywhere where you can find sound. So I think if you scream into the void will shoot back the song.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, nice. Here you go.
But yeah, go ahead and give that a listen because honestly, it's really
good.
And I'm not just saying that because I know him.
Yeah, you are.
It's a beautiful song. No. Wow.
This whole episode is full of plugins.
Honestly, so yeah.
Also,
this is the plug-in episode.
Gotta plug in that Pikachu, man.
Also, stay tuned. Stay tuned on our social media because there may be some video game streams coming up since, you know, the quarantine's getting us down. So there may be a few times of some video game streams coming up between either one of us or the sound guy's gonna be streaming.
Are we gonna do it on
soon.
Discord?
So we'll be posting about the different streams and different things that are going on our Instagram,
because I found out how to
Twitter and Tumblr.
Oh, dude, yes.
Yeah, I found out how to do live streaming on Discord.
Nice. Yeah, they made a plug for that too.
It will be
shout out to Discord.
It'll be through Twitch most likely. But also there may be some special fun things on our Discord if you guys join our Discord to keep you busy during this quarantine because oof is all I'm gonna say.
Critical hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
So I am to say
looks like we're gonna need a full reset.
Oh goodness. And as always, remember to sip that tea and get that. We'll see you, Mad Hatters, in the next one.
Take a sip in the dip.